Alright, we are out in Novigrad doing the first of 3 stops on our Gwent Big City Players quest. In order to get this quest, you actually need to go visit the notice board down here in Novigrad, and it will give you the quest. We've already finished up playing Innkeeps, so we are going to start here with old Vivaldi, the money lender.
Well, hope.
Chat him up, and we'll be back with our first game of Gwent against him in just a moment. Alright, so we are now doing our first game against Vivaldi for our Gwent Big City Players quest. If you haven't seen this before, he is a unit that is really, really nasty when paired up with other cards on his row. So pretty much, I mean, he's like a walking, talking commander's horn that has a point value. So it can be kind of nasty. We're going to see what kind of cards we bait out of the Scoia'tael hand this turn. Our hand has absolutely jack in it. We don't have any siege engines, so we're just going to use him. Kind of bait cards. See how this goes. You know what? We're gonna pass and see what he does. That was a strange round. Okay, so the reason that we did not grab our, we did pull that spy off with our decoy card is because we have our medic, and I wanted to pull it out with the medic. And we're going to see how this goes. If he's rocking a third decoy, he might pull that off. Yeah, I'm just not sure how he's going to handle that. If he's rocking a Scorch, we're pretty much forked. Yeah, I'm playing really randomly. I apologize. This is a horrible game. What I'm trying to do is see what kind of cards I get out of his hand. Because I know the Scoia'tael deck is kind of a mix of like Spy and Medic and Muster, and it's can be incredibly evil deck to play against. So we're going to suck this back in. We're probably going to concede this round. And just see what he does. Go ahead and pass and concede this round. That was a mistake as well. Since that was a total screw up. I should have decoyed the medic off and used her this next round. But we'll see how this goes. If he's not rocking Scorch, we're fine. If he's rocking Scorch, this will get ugly very quickly. And we'll see here real quick what happens once we play our third one down. No Scorch. 0-point medic. Here comes a spy. And we're going to wait and see how to handle that. I don't even know if we should pull it off the board. Yeah, that does nothing for us. We don't care. We'll clear weather that if it becomes a problem. And by we'll clear weather that, because if it becomes a problem, I mean this, because the leader I'm running right now has that clear weather ability. We are going to actually put the commander's horn here. He passes. It's really not. I mean, yeah, we win. That was kind of a random match. Don't play like that. So even with him throwing the spy down in the third round here, the correct play last round was to decoy the medic off the board and use her to pull from the discard pile in this round. What I did was not the correct play, so don't repeat that when you're in a similar situation in your match. We'll pass. We win. Not our finest hour at playing Gwent. But alas, we did pull it out in the end.
Can't rightly recall the last time I was so thoroughly.
Tried your best. Tell me, who else?
There's Marquise Serenity, for instance. She don't boast about it, but she has one of the best decks in town, and uses it damn well. I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so actually there's 4 parts to the Gwent Big City Players quest. I apologize. I said there were 3 at the beginning. The next stop is going to be over at the brothel at, I think it's called Passiflora, something like that. And from to get another card from Marquise Serenity. If we go into our inventory and, sorry, not our inventory. If we go to our Gwent card list, we'll see we picked up this 6-point Vesemir card. He's neutral. He's a 6-point card. Nothing special. I know everybody was probably hoping for a nice hero card or something else, but nope, just Vesemir, old Uncle Vesemir. So that's it. We'll be back with our next location in just a moment. All right, next stop on our 4-part tour of the Gwent Big City Players quest. It brings us to Passiflora, the brothel, and you will find it up here in the northern edges of Novigrad City proper, just near St. Gregory's Bridge signpost. So once you get inside, chat up Marquise Serenity.
Could it be that all roads lead?
And we will be back with our first game with her in just a moment. Alright, so we're into our game with Marquise Serenity, and she's rocking the Nilfgaardian Empire deck. Sorry, we're like 2 plays into it. I wasn't really sure where I was going to go, if I was going to let this one play out, just because of the card draw I got here. I wound up with 3 of these decoys, which against Nilfgaardian Empire may be good, but it may also suck. So we'll see how many spies she really has. Oh, we drew one of our own. That's nice. Now, once again, question is how are we going to let this round play out? Are we going to suck this guy off the board? Or pull him out of our discard pile? I think we'll pull him out of the discard pile. We're going to play one more to see what he plays next. He passes. Okay. Yeah, we're going to suck him out of the discard pile. 'Cause we're sitting on 2 decoys and 2 medics. I just don't know that it really matters too much how we play that. Maybe we should have pulled it off with a decoy. I just don't know. It's all a question. Just how many more of those damn spy cards does he have? I know he's got medics. You know that Nilfgaardian hand has medics. So we'll just see how this goes. We can afford to lose a round. I just don't know if we're going to medic one now or medic one later. We'll go ahead and medic one now. And guess that we're probably going to lose this round. God, that didn't help. So there's one medic. You knew that was coming. There's going to be another. You know there is. Alright, so we'll decoy that thing off. And then drop it. Yeah, I really don't care about your weather cards. And he's damn likely to pass. No, he's going to play again. Alright, we're going to give him our... It's nice that we drew our other spy card. Okay. So he's really going all in on this, isn't he? We don't have anything sitting in our decoy. Our discard pile that we care about. Drop this down. We're just seeing what kind of cards we can bait out of his hand. That's the kind of thought process behind what's going on here. See who's giving up the most points per play. And also seeing if he's going to drop another medic. He's being coy as hell, ain't he? This isn't really going to matter. Okay, now we'll pass. But before we pass... Will we? He's got 6 cards. He's probably going to decoy out. Or he's probably going to medic out one of these. One or more of these spies that's already sitting on the board. We got 6 cards left in our deck. Which means we have at least one of these guys. We've got a couple of these. We've got Commander's Horns. Do we really give a shit about card draw at this point? No, we don't. Alright, so we're going to lose, and we're going to, before we go, we're going to well, we were going to decoy off our medic. But that didn't happen because I misclicked, so... a little fail there, but it's not going to change the outcome. He's burned a lot of cards here. He's got 5 cards left. He's probably going to be able to get at least 2 more out of a draw if he medics out of his discard pile. We'll see how this goes. We could medic out our medic. Yeah, you know that's right. So that's a good chain to do if you have something to actually pull out of your discard pile, which we don't. So, yeah, I mean he's got 4 cards left. See, there's that's what I was waiting for last turn to see if you pull one of these guys out and get himself a few more cards. But I mean it's nothing too terrible. I was really thought that was going to come last turn, but he was being pretty, he was playing coy. And I don't know if he's rocking a Scorch either. I've been burned by a Scorch before, that's why I talk about it all the time. Yeah, there it goes. That's why I didn't want to drop these guys down. too early. I was afraid of the Scorch. But luckily that baited it out, so that wasn't nearly as devastating as it would have been had we been caught with our pants down and we had dropped 3 blue commandos down or something like that and then got scorched. You honestly think those weather cards are going to have any effect on this game? Sometimes I think the AI is a sneaky bastard, and then other times I think the AI is a complete moron. You know what I mean? Like when they play cards like that, when they know damn well what card your what your leader ability is, that it really would have no effect on the outcome. So, anyway, so that looks like that's a win for us. Pulled that one out. Not the worst Nilfgaardian Empire battle we've had by far.
I fail to understand how I lost that.
Know any other players willing to stake rare cards?
In Novigrad, Siggy Reuven's collection is famous. You really should challenge him.
Alright, so the card we got was that last one that you saw played in the final round there. Morvran. If we go into our deck, go over to our Nilfgaardian Empire and scroll down. Here is the card that we won from her. And we will be back and go track down Dijkstra, Siggy Rufson, or whatever his name is, in just a moment. Alright, so now we're back and we are out at the Bathhouse and about to play Dijkstra. There are a couple things to mention about this part of the quest. One, if you played the Moneylender or you just got done playing Marquis Serenity up here and the Gwent quest Big City Players disappeared, or you came out to the Bathhouse because you knew that's where Dijkstra was and you couldn't get in, don't panic. It just means that you haven't advanced the main story quest out in Novigrad far enough to make Dijkstra as an NPC available to you. So what you need to do is, if you haven't started the quest Pyres of Novigrad yet, you need to start that quest, progress it through the next iteration of that quest, which is called Broken Flowers. Once you finish up Broken Flowers, or towards the end of Broken Flowers, I can't remember which, it actually sends you out to the Bathhouse to meet Dijkstra. Once you get out there, a sequence of events unfolds, and once that all completes, you have the ability to chat up Dijkstra and wind up playing him for the Gwent Big City Players quest to get his unique card. So once again, no big deal if it went away. It's not a bug. There's nothing wrong. It's just the fact that you haven't advanced those quests far enough. So go do some questing, get that a little bit further along into the game, and then you'll have access to Dijkstra out here at the Bathhouse. This is where the Bathhouse is. You won't see all these flowers or all these herbs unless you're actually in the Bathhouse, but it is right here near this notice board. So come down here and once you're able to and chat up Dijkstra, and you'll be able to play him for his unique card, which we will do in just a moment. Alright, so we are into our game with Dijkstra. Not the most impressive card draw, but we'll see how it goes. We did get 2 spies and 2 decoys, which kind of plays into how we like to play. Notice that he is playing the same commander we are, which is probably going to be a mirror deck of ours, plus it's got clear weather, so I don't really think weather cards are going to be very effective in this, since he can clear them off, we can clear them off. We'll see how that goes, but we're going to toss a spy out to begin with, see what happens. That's not the worst draw we could have gotten. Reason being that we definitely have 2 spies that we're going to put on the board. And 2 spies are definitely coming back on our board, we would assume. And we might assume that he has 1 or 2 spies in his hand on top of ours. He has Thaler. So having 3 of these decoys definitely opens up some options for us as far as getting spies off the board. We also have a medic, so if a spy does make it to our discard pile, we can absolutely medic it out. which may be what happens with him anyways. He may wind up medicing out a spy if he doesn't have another decoy, which it doesn't look like he either has another decoy or he's not willing to burn another decoy. So we are going to decoy this one off as well. See what he plays. Hell, he may pass. He's got a commander's horn? That's random. Alright. I did not anticipate that, but it doesn't really change things for us. Just a strange card play from him. We were kind of hoping for one more Blue Stripes Commando, but we didn't get it, so no big deal. He has 21 points on the board at this point. You kind of go either way with this. You could drop some cards down and see how it goes as far as being able to beat him. Could also just let it play out into the next round. He's got 10 cards left in his hand, so I think we're going to give him the round. Yeah, we're going to give him the round because he really hasn't played anything significant. He does the decoys. He put a spy out. Nothing that was significant. It's not like he dumped a bunch of points on the board. That's okay that he did that because honestly, it's just going to allow us to dump a 1-point card on the board and win. I don't understand why they do that. I guess they're trying to force out a higher point value card maybe if you don't have any ones laying around. That might be the logic behind it. I don't know. So now we have a second medic, which isn't the worst thing either. So what we're going to do is we'll put out Roach. And we still have one decoy card floating around here. So if he does medic out a spy onto the board, we can pull it off. We're going to match that play. You may be seeing one of these guys come out of his hand here in a second. Sorry about that. I forgot to put my phone on vibrate while I was recording. Let's see here. Actually, we're going to dump our own on the board here because we are going to play into that a little bit. Shit, there was the mistake. If we hadn't played that, if he had played, he would have had to take our card and his 8 off the board. So that was a mistake, but we really don't care. I think we have the cards to beat him regardless. I'm still waiting to see a medic from him to get to pull one of those spies out of his hand. I'm not following the lack of a medic play here. Normally they have at least one. I mean, we have 2 with our special card, which obviously we can't guarantee that he has. But Christ, you know, a commander's horn's going down up top, or one of those Kedwenny siege experts. Something's gonna buff that row. We already saw Scorch from him, so just be aware when you're playing him not to stack. There's our medic spy. You know that spy's coming out. There we go. That's what we were waiting on. We are going to pull that off, give that back to him. Matter of fact, we're going to do this first. We're going to see if that's even necessary first. Man, he is really doubling down on those guys. Alright, we're going to play our first medic. And we really don't have much to pull out, but since he scorched this off, we're going to pull it back out. So this would be a time where if you had torrential rain, it would be good to play against another opponent. However, since he is a clear weather commander, it really doesn't make sense to play it against him because he would just clear it off. If you had 2 of them, then it would make sense if you really wanted to double up the play on that. We don't have anything else to pull out, so that's what we're going to do. And we're going to see how this goes. He's got 3 cards left. We have 3 cards left. I'm still waiting on a Commander's Horn to come out of him on that siege row. I'm confused as to why that hasn't happened yet. We're going to put our Commander's Horn down here. Carries a clear weather card. Wow, so two torrential rains wouldn't have helped here because he would have Commander's ability'd it and then he would have carded it. So I don't know what that last card is. We're actually just going to like pull a random card off the board here with our decoy. We're not going to worry about pulling the spy off for a card draw because I think we've got the game in the bag. He passes, and that's it. So we win. No big deal. So not the greatest card draw out of the gate for us, but we did wind up pulling it out. You get to see some of the cards in his hand. Be aware he is rocking Scorch, so don't load up too many tight bonds early until you can bait that out. But that is it. Let's go check out the card he gives us.
See you don't have Esterad Thyssen in your deck. Here, he's yours.
Thanks. Know anyone else I could win some cards off of?
I know an elf you might try. Got an excellent card in his deck. You'll find him beyond the city walls, where the Scoia'tael stragglers have their
shantytown. All right, so that updates our quest to go out and hunt down the Scoia'tael guy. We picked up Esterad. Let's go into our deck and check that out really quick. Oh, for Christ's sake. Was Esterad one of ours? Yes. Esterad was a Northern Realms 10-point close combat hero card. No special abilities, but we're not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. More hero cards is not a bad thing. So that is it for Dijkstra, and we're going to head out to the Scoia'tael camp and get that started here in just a bit. We'll be back. All right, now we are back out in the Scoia'tael camp. Here it is on your map. Halfway between the Logger's Hut and Lucian's Windmill. The person you want to play is this merchant that is standing here. And he, just like Dijkstra, is not going to be available until you get your quests a little further along. If you're to the point you can play Dijkstra, you're going to be able to play him. You're not going to be able to come out and play him early. So just FYI, if you come out here and look for him and he's not here, it's not a bug. You just need to move your quests along a little more. If you have more questions about that, rewind the video. I explained it at the beginning of Dijkstra. So let's go ahead and we will chat him up and get a game going. We'll be back with that in just a sec. All right, now we are into our game with the Scoia'tael Merchant. Once again, really not the card draw we were hoping for, but I don't know. We're going to see how this goes. This is a nasty deck to play against. He does roll Scorch, just FYI, so be careful how you play your tight bond cards. Because he's sneaky with how he plays it. Trying to bait it out doesn't always work against him. We'll see where that comes next round. He may give us that spy back. We may be able to decoy it off to back on his board. We don't have a medic in our hand at the moment, so it's not like we could just save our decoy and hope for a... Hope to be able to medic that out of the discard pile. He doesn't seem to play any spies whatsoever. I'm not sure there are spies in the Scoia'tael deck. Yeah, I don't know. At least not in this deck. I don't know if there's a neutral spy or not. I haven't looked at the card list in a while. So we're going to spy back that, get back 2 more cards. We did get another decoy, which isn't the worst thing in the world to have. He's got a Commander's Horn as... Oh, okay. All right. We're not going to win this round. I think we're just going to pass on principle. He did use one of his muster cards. He did use a Commander's Horn. The only problem is he does have an additional Commander's Horn, I believe, on the ranged line. I think that's what his Commander's ability is. No, pick a Biting Frost card from your deck and play it instantly. Okay. He may be rocking an additional Commander's Horn, so we can't guarantee he's not going to buff his range line, but we are going to pass anyways. We're not going to waste the cards to try to beat him since we stacked him with our spy card. He may medic that spy card out and give it back to us, so we're just going to kind of play cautious and see how it goes. He's obviously going to pass. We'll move into the next round. Now, if he plays like the typical AI does, he's going to go high, pass, and see what we do. And we are going to use this opportunity to get these two cards out of our hand, Scorch free. Because I think he's passing now. And what I mean by Scorch free is these type bond cards are like, they're like bee or you know, like pollen to bees, honey to flies, shit to flies, whatever you want to call it, because you put these things out there, man, the AI, woo, they really like to scorch the shit out of these things. So it's a safe play now to use them because it gets us the round and he's not scorching them to get them out of there. And it would be even better if we had some medics in our hand to pull them back out next round, but we don't. So this is our all-in round. Oh, shit, we got ourselves a spy out of the draw. Now, that was nice. Okay, I'm feeling better about this hand now. So we'll see how this goes. Holy cow. We could not have gotten better cards. Oh, this is totally a win. I don't know how we can screw this up. I'm sure I'll find a way. I have a habit of doing that, but alright, we're going to medic out. Alright, we're going to hold off on that. We'll say we're going to medic out those Blue Stripes Commandos, but I have some additional thoughts on that. We'll see how far we get into the game with his 4 cards that he has left. I'm trying to debate how best or most efficient that would be, specifically because if you haven't seen this strategy yet, if you play the medic card on the board, you can go into your decoy pile, you can dip into it, grab a card, and then you can decoy the medic off the board and play it again, and then dip back into your decoy, into your discard pile and pull yet another card out. So it's kind of having a decoy plus a medic is like having 2 medics. It's very, very effective when used properly. We're just going to try to figure out how we want to use it. Don't be fooled by that play. This guy, he carries Scorch cards, I'm telling you. So I just don't think he's going to beat us. I don't think he has the cards to account for the fact that we're sitting on, 20 points of hero cards instantly. Oh, he's got Overreth. All right. Evilrith. But we don't care. Throw it on Esterad. See what these last 2 cards are. Yeah, this was a really shitty draw for him. He just doesn't have the ability to buff up his cards like he normally does. I played a few rounds with him, chesting out his deck and seeing what kind of cards he has. And this is a really weak round for him. Don't anticipate your round going like this. Yeah, just don't. I got off easy this time. Let's see what that last card is. Well, we don't know what that last card was. My guess is that last card was a Scorch. So this is what I was talking about from the double medic. Let me just show it to you. So there's one medic. Pull your card out. Puts it on the board. Go over to your decoy. Pull your medic off. Then drop your medic back down. And it lets you double dip into your discard pile. So if you didn't have 2 medics like we do now, that would actually have allowed you to pull 2 cards out. So a little bit more of an advanced strategy, but I wanted to point it out to you since we're at the end of the game. Doesn't matter anyways. So that's a win.
Damn it, I'd so hoped for victory. Alas, so be it. You've won the card fair and square.
We will go to our inventory or our Gwent card list here in just a sec. See what we got. Well, we pulled out Cirilla. So we got Ciri. Let's go to our Gwent deck, check her out. She is a neutral card. 15 points. Great card to have. Glad we got it. And that is it for our Gwent Big Cities Players quest. You also picked up a new version of your Scoia'tael leader card, so make sure you go out and look at those. I don't know which one that was that we picked up. I don't know that it's tracking down here. It doesn't. So, go out and check it out yourself. It's just a different version of the card. And that is it for Gwent Big City Players. I hope that helped. Thanks for watching. Take care.